Okay, so what do ghosts look like? I'm going to show you a load of pictures now from screenshots that fans have taken from live investigations. This one was taken at a bungalow. This one was taken at an old RAF base near Newark. If you can see it looking up the stairs, you can see its arm and its legs. This is the original picture. Mills. It's up near Leeds. I think it's an old museum now. I was there with, it was an event with Yorkshire Ghost Hunts that night. One of the best pictures I think I've got. You can see the lady. You can see a white blouse and a black dress. And a strange light coming from what looks like a heart right to the camera. This is a monk from the woods that are not far from where I am. A lot of monks were killed here by Henry VIII when the monasteries were taken down. This was taken at a graveyard in Sheffield. There's something like 30,000 graves in this place. It's a pretty spooky place to go. This was taken at an RAF base called Upwood. We've got a few spirits here. Also the famous Shadow Man. This was at an old court in Sheffield city centre. There shouldn't be anything in there in that doorway. And they literally just sat there. One had sat there, one stood. This is the famous Shadow Man. RAF Upwood. Here it is again. Can't remember where this one was taken, but once again you can see the spirit stood in a doorway. They're like doorways. There's a lot of pictures here that I'm going to show you of spirits stood in doorways. It's like they stand there watching. If you look behind me here, you can just see the face. It's following me. Again, I can't remember where this one was taken. This is also RAF Upwood. Whether this is a close-up of the Shadow Man, I do not know. It looks like we've got a few different entities there. It looks like he's got some sort of goggles on. This was taken at an RAF base near Coningsby. That's right next to the Bluebell pub, just inside the woods. It's known as the old milk float place. There's like an old disabled milk float sat in one of the sheds. Another shadow figure. I'm not sure where this was taken. They're all taken by fans watching us live. Hence you can see the circles that they've circled round. This was also at Armley Mills, Yorkshire Ghost Hunts night, and there's Mark Penn there. No, there's nobody there behind me, but it looks like a female. This was taken at Uber Stand, which I think has now been, they've started to cut all the trees down there, I think. But yeah, we've got some good activity up there. Awesome picture of a spirit, that is. Very detailed face. As you can see here, looks like he's wearing some sort of robe as well. Many have said that it's a crucifix, like down near the bottom, hanging off him. This was taken at Nettleholm Hall, it's northeast of Lincoln, again hidden in the woods. Pretty spooky place. You can see it there. You can see his feet, you can see his hands, you can see his head. And quite active on the paranormal gadgets as well. A bit smaller. Now this was taken in a mirror. It looks to me like there's a knight sat down. If you focus your eyes, you can kind of see it. Looks like he's holding something. Maybe a cup or something, I don't know. This was taken when was called to help someone with a spirit in their house, which did get rid of the spirit in the house. But you can clearly see eyes, nose, you can see the mouth, and in this next slide you can see the teeth a bit more as well. It's quite a large faced spirit reflecting through the screen of the TV, as they like to reflect through anything that can reflect a light. Basically, they can show themselves as well as in the elements. I think this one was taken at Pendle Hill. You can see a shadow figure, you can see his head. There's a few more shadow figures we caught from Pendle Hill. Now I use a technique with smoke bombs because spirits can manifest in the smoke. There's quite a few in here which you'll see. This was at RAF Warboys, which is hidden in a field, again in a little wooded area. Another spirit in a mirror. It's like a lady with a hat, wearing older clothes. You can see as I edit the picture a bit more, she starts to show herself a bit more. Play about with the brightness and the contrast, you can enhance it and bring out the image more, like this. It's another smoke bomb spirit. It's like it's looking to the left. You can see its eyes and its nose and its mouth on the left. That again was at Warboys, RAF Warboys. Now it is enhanced a bit, just to try and bring the facial features out a bit more. This looks like a younger spirit. This was also at RAF Cirencester in Newark. In the doorway again. Now this was at a nightclub in Sheffield that had reported some strange activity. It's probably one of the most fascinating pictures I've got, definitely. Very bizarre, almost unhuman looking. As you can see, it's showing itself over a flyer that says caution. And as it enhanced a bit. And there it is, close up. You can see the face in it. Whether it's got some sort of hat on its head or what, I don't know. Looks slightly hunched in the back also. Many have said it could be wings, but I can't really make out wings from it. This is actually taken in my shed. The amount of activity I've had in my shed is absolutely crazy. If you look down through the videos further that I've posted on this YouTube channel, you will see the activity in there. Some of the best I've ever caught. Dehance the light in it. You can see the detail a bit further there. Now this one was took in Blankley Woods near Lincoln. There is an old stable area there which is said to be haunted. We've got quite a lot of activity there as well. So in the stages of manifestation, spirit will show as like an orb of light and then appear a bit of mist. Like this one, it's kind of halfway through manifesting before it turns into a full manifestation figure. I'll be doing a video on orbs in the primary stage just after this one. Now this was also taken from Pendle Hill. Shadow figure. Now this one was taken in Todmorden Church graveyard. Let's see the face. Now this one here. This was from the Haunted Poltergeist Museum. Looks like an older spirit, an older gentleman. To me it looks like that anyway. Now this one, this gigantic shadow figure that looks as if it's kind of hovering in the air. It is from the Druids Temple up past Leeds. I can't remember the exact place, I'd have to look at it, but if you type in Druids Temple, it's quite an amazing place to go and walk around, and again a lot of activity. And I can't remember where this one was taken, but it looks like quite an aggressive spirit. Doesn't look too happy that we were there. Again, I can't remember the location of this one, but the next picture, when I enhance it, you can see like a kind of big head just to the right of my head, manifesting out of the smoke, like it's glaring at me. Now this was taken in my shed. If you look at the video I've posted that says poltergeist activity, this was snapped just before the flag nearly got pulled off the door and the owl went off, the motion sensing owl. And there it is enhanced. You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, even some teeth. Another shadow figure from Pendle, being followed around there by the looks of it by shadow people. Shadows are lower vibrational energies. I can't remember where this one was taken, but yet again another shadow figure. But it looks like you can see trainers on its feet. This manifestation was also from the Poltergeist Museum. Another Pendle Shadow Man. If you're not familiar with the Pendle Hill Witches, take a look at it. It's a nice walk, but you know, you need energy for it. It's a big steep climb. There's a very nasty face there, look. A very evil looking thing. RAF Syston yet again, near Newark, in the doorway. Looks like it's showing its watch maybe, looking at the time. Or it could be looking up the stairs that are around the corner from the door maybe. It's holding its hand out for some reason. Again, smaller energy. And this was taken in my back garden. Once again using smoke. Looks like a very big animal, dog. My parents have had a lot of big dogs. Now this is a capture of a hat man in a mirror. If you're aware of the hat man, they're quite nasty beings. A bit nastier than your average shadow man. You can slightly see the figure of this spirit here. Can't remember where it was taken though. This was taken from Hull, the naval dock. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's right by the river Humber. There's about 5 abandoned buildings there. This one was actually in the newspapers, getting this spirit to manifest in the Hall of Mirrors, in the Room of Mirrors, sorry, into Grey Street. Again, another spiritual energy in the doorway. You can kind of make out its face to the top right. It's not too clear though. You can definitely see a long arm there and quite a bit of the rest of it. I don't remember where this one was taken, but it looks like a bit of a sinister spirit. You can see its face and you can make out kind of its robe, its black robe. Once again, another spirit in the doorway. Looks like it's trying to show something. Now, if you look just under the numbers to the right, you can see the head of what looks like a human spirit. But then if you look below it to the left, it looks like the head of a cow. And it's like the man is pointing. Quite a unique capture, that one. Face behind a window. Here's a spirit which many people are calling an angel. But I think it's just the wall behind it, not wings. Looks to me like a man sat down. Sat on a corner of something. Here's a very, very good picture of a spirit. You can clearly make out its hands. You can see its head, its face, its hair. Another sinister looking shadow figure. And if you look in the middle, to the right and a little bit up, you can make out the eyes, the nose, the mouth of this spirit. Enhanced it a bit more here so you can make it out. You've got to remember that spirits aren't physical, they're made of energy. There's a spirit looking through the hole in a wall. Get a bit of a sinister feeling from this one as well. Here you can make out a spirit trying to manifest. You can see its nose, its eye, its mouth. Could possibly say an ear as well. Now this one reminds me of Frankenstein for some reason. I don't know why, it's just the head shape. It looks different. Once again, Pendle Hill. Shadows of Pendle Hill. A lot of mad things happened in this place. Here you can make out an arm, even fingers. Just about see the head. Now this one was taken near some old RAF bunkers near RAF Digby, in a field right next to it. Not sure where this one was taken. You can see the face in it though. You can see the shadow of the rest of it. This was taken in an old house up near Sheffield. See, near the mantelpiece, it's like there's a woman. I always thought that she was talking to somebody stood behind it. Now this was taken from the RAF base near the Bluebell in Tattershall again. What looks like, and many people say, like a girl to the far left if you look. Again, nobody was there. A spirit hiding behind a tree. I think this was taken in Bourne Woods, but I'm not 100%. Now this one here, this was a very active spirit, and it was in a old thatched cottage near Chapel St Leonard's. A very, very active cottage, which me and Dave Brown cleansed after. Help the spirits go through to the light. There's the original picture of it. Here again is the Shadow Man from RAF Upward. Now this was taken at an old Indian that had been closed down for a while up on the A1. I've forgotten the place it was near. In between Newark and Worksop. Somewhere along there anyway. On the left as you're driving up north. I think it's been turned into a coffee place now. Now this was taken from Bourne Woods. And the story behind Bourne Woods were that there's a dog that prowls the perimeter. It's supposed to have big red eyes. Doesn't look like big red eyes, but it doesn't look human either. I'd say more of a dog resemblance than that of a man. Something in its mouth. Maybe that's what people think of the red eyes. Bit more of a close-up there. This was taken at Uber stand again. I'm kneeling down there because devices are going crazy, and it looks like there's a group of spirits behind me, where again there shouldn't have been anything there at all. This was taken at that old school. I've actually got the video clip of this thermal capture on this page on YouTube. If you scroll down you'll see it. It's supposed to be that of an old teacher. He appears to be about 8 feet tall. This again was from an army base. I can't remember which one. You see it at the back, the black shadow. Another spirit manifesting in the smoke. Now this was taken in another mirror, and there shouldn't have been anything like that there. Another spirit in a doorway. Looks like it's got a tie on. Here's a really good materialisation from using smoke bombs. You can see the head of it, hands of it. It's even taken the green colour away. Now this one here, I wasn't going to add this, but it looks like a bit of an animal. You can kind of see the face in the middle of it, just below where it's light. Looks like it's got a very fluffy head of hair on it. If you squint your eyes, you can sometimes see a bit more of the features. Another spirit leaning out of a doorway. Another spirit in a doorway. And this here is bizarre. This capture here, it had a odd light with it as well. Make out the facial features if you look closely. Not the best capture with this one, but again there should not be anything there, especially the size of that resembling a figure. And here again, it's like a shadowed entity. You can make out the head and the hair, the mouth, the eyes, see the body. Now this was at Nocturne, RAF Nocturne. Got some of the most scariest evidence there. It's a proper spooky place. You can see it here. We was stood further back. And you can see a figure behind the door here, like a shadow figure again. You can see its head and its body. Again, another figure. You can kind of make out everything. Arms, head, body. Same here, another shadow. This was also from RAF Warboys. A black shadow manifested under a white smoke bomb. Can't remember where this one was taken either, but two spirits stood there. Don't need to tell you where they are. This was also taken in Blankney Woods. Looks like a nature spirit because it does not look human. Again, if you squint your eyes, you can make out more of the facial features. Yeah, the spirit I call the blue spirit. Can make out the face and like the blue robe that it's wearing. Another good manifestation. You can see most of that spirit. This was taken from the old police station in Sleaford. It's supposed to be a little girl. Looks like she's got red mittens on, white socks or shoes on. This is a very bizarre picture. It's like it made the whole area blurry. But you can make out two figures. I can make out two figures, whether you can or not. It's the same picture there. Never been able to explain this picture. Not only the white thing, but the apparent green entity next to it. Kind of alien looking. And the funny thing is, this was taken at a UFO hotspot. I've forgotten the name of the place. A paranormal hotspot as well. It's supposed to be Slender Man caught there, black-eyed children caught there, UFO caught there, everything caught there. There's me randomly looking up. There's kind of a face where I'm looking. At the time I had no idea anything was there. Something's obviously made me look though. Another spirit in the doorway looking at the equipment. Another spirit here. Not the best capture, but still, shouldn't have been anything there. It's This was also taken in the woods near me. Shadow figure. Full manifestation here as well. See the legs, the body and the head. Same here, manifestation. See the eyes and the head and the body. Another one from Uberstand. Looks like it's meditating. And lastly, can you guess where this was? Yep, Pendle Hill, yet again. The land of the shadows, as I call it. So that is it for the spiritual apparitions, manifestations that the fans have caught whilst I've been on lives. My next video will be of the orbs. That's their initial state before they try and materialise.